situation. Each of us, whether nanay, tatay, or pati yung mga kabataan, no, we all have a role and a responsibility that in line with this problem of conflict, this problem of families that we're not very happy with, or yung mga may iba sa kanila, may mga ugali sila na hindi tayo, it presses our buttons, mabilis tayo mainis sa kanila, mapikon, and these kinds of challenges that we face on the day-to-day. We still have a choice to make. We still want to choose to build a family that is full of love, that is harmonious, that is full of cooperation and peace and joy. But the way that we can accomplish that, the way we can achieve that, despite the differences in personalities, in challenges, or even in the bigger problems, such as any family drama, any childhood trauma that you or I or anyone could have experienced in the past, is that we choose to move forward. We choose to view them and view our lives through the eyes of Jesus. What does that mean? Oftentimes kasi po in life, no, we have the tendency, lalo na tayo mga bata, we have the tendency of putting people in the box of which we know them in. For example, I've been seeing this kind of reel, no, online. The reel would always remind us that, hey, you know, it's your parents' first time to live too. They're also living through this life and enjoying and discovering themselves. And not only that, they have an entire life before you came that you never even knew. And that oftentimes, that's something I oftentimes forget. That's something that oftentimes shakes me and reminds me, oh, ano, that is something that's true. And I definitely experience this whenever I talk to my mom and find out about yung mga kalokohan niya nung estudyante pa siya, or when my dad would tell us stories of yung nagma-martial arts pa sila, and even their hopes and dreams growing up, no, and versus where they are today. Seeing them through a different lens. Now, wow, they're not just my dad, they're not just my mom. They're a whole person of their own. It helps me approach them with compassion. It helps me approach them with understanding na, kaya pala ganito sila ngayon is because yung mga pinagdaanan nila dati or yung mga tinuturo sa kanila nung sa kalakihan nila, ito pala yung style, it then explains why they are who they are today. I use the word explain, not make excuse. Kasi valid naman po, no, yung mga struggles natin ngayon and the desire for us all to improve every day. But nonetheless, lalo na po tayo, no, if for us who are followers of Jesus Christ, we have the role to love people as they are, who they are today. We're not even just talking about people outside, people who don't know Jesus, but even in our homes, we are called to love them as who they are today. Now again, they're not perfect, but hey, we aren't perfect either. And because of that, isn't it a wonderful opportunity for us to love imperfect people, because this perfect God chose to love us, not even just while we were imperfect, but even when we were His enemies, even when we were rebelling against Him, Jesus chose to love you and me. So with that very same love being supplied to us today, isn't it now easier since, Lord, thank you sa pag-ibig mo. Thank you na minahal mo ako kahit na sobrang pasaway ako, kahit na hindi pa ako Kristiyano, kahit na kung ano-anong ginagawa ko, minahal mo na ako. In light of that, and because I've received that kind of love, I can now give that very same love to those around me. Only in approaching our families and our relationships with the eyes and with the heart of Jesus will we be able to love them the way Jesus did. Not for who they were, and to be honest, not even for who they are. We love them because we've been loved. Now loving becomes an overflow. Now, it's not anymore, I love you because you're a good dad to me. I love you because you provide for me. I love you kasi hinakap mo ako, pinaglulutuan mo ako, kung ano man yan. No, we don't love people anymore based on their performance, based on how good they are in their role in the family. No, kasi if that's the case, medyo nakakatakot po. Kasi for us, even our own role, hindi din naman tayo perfect, 'di ba po? May mga may mga kalokohan din tayo. There are moments din na may mga pagkukulang din po tayo, no? Even in our role of the family. But wouldn't it be great if our family loved us despite our shortcomings, despite our sin, despite our failure? Isn't that what families are supposed to be? In the same way now, with that same attitude, with that same heart, and with that same love, let us begin now to love them. Again, not for who they are, but because of who Jesus is to you and me. And through that, we can now approach them the way Jesus would.
I remember, ito po ang memory recall, not to discount the lineage of my father, no, yung mga relatives ko. Example lang po ito. Medyo ang dating po sa amin, inapi kami nung pamilya ng tatay ko because they are considered rich at that time and my mother is very poor. And my mother, sila po ay second family at hindi po matanggap ng clan ng tatay ko na sila na respectable na mayaman ay pakakasalan ang isang anak sa second family. But you know, all these things now are settled. We have a beautiful family. And yet, there are some difficulties. There are questions. Bakit ba we missed a meal? Because the sister of my father did not lend even a 1 kilo of rice in order for us to survive a lunch. Meron po akong memory recall na ganon, na hindi kami nakakain magkakapatid ng tanghalian sapagkat hindi kami pinahiram ng 1 kilong bigas ng kapatid ng tatay ko sapagkat hindi maganda ang relasyon ng nanay ko sa kanyang mga in-laws because siya ay anak sa labas. And so I begin to go back to the lineage and how come a perfect Jesus will come from the imperfect lineage of Rahab or even of Ruth. And so I'm very happy today because we are going to talk about we are one. How can we be one? And how can we love our own family to be part of a bigger family that Joss was mentioning in the beginning? What will be my role as a product of that imperfect family in order for me to be connected and has a good assignment of the future? I could have responded differently because of the imperfection of the lineage of my father. I want to be as honest as possible dito po sa Red Talks, no? Without hurting my relatives because everything is good now. Nagtanim po ako ng sama ng loob sa kanila because ang tingin namin kami ay inapi. But then I met my Lord and now it becomes totally different. We love each other, we are whole, and we are one. But I tell you, there are disruptions. Things of the past will disrupt, and that depends on how you will respond, and it will affect the future. So I want to ask Joss, ano ba yung mga disruption today in the families, and what can we do to avoid those disruptions?
Thank you very much, Sister Marie. It's such an interesting question, no? Kasi we are very much products of our past. But it is still up to us at the end of the day whether the past will weigh us down and chain us down or not. So some of these things that we're seeing is very actually mainstream na po, no? Na nakikita natin maraming mga tao ngayon na may mga issues, may mga hinanakit na tinatawag nilang childhood traumas or generational curses or yung mga yung madalas sinasabi nila na nakasanayan na or ito yung tinuturo sa amin dati na wala namang biblical basis, no? These things that we continue from the past generation, whether they are well-meaning or not, at times kind of shape the way we do things and the way we live our life today. But the important thing for us now, just like what Sister Marie was sharing, is that we choose to turn our eyes to Jesus. And once again, with Jesus, we can begin anew. Once again, with Jesus, what was wrong before can be made right.
So, in your situation, maybe you are telling me, Brother Willie, you don't understand the family that I am with. I understand that because I also have the same background and I also ask the same question. But I remember my role and responsibility as a child of God is kinakailangan bawat isa po sa atin ay magiging daluyan ng pagpapala ng Panginoon sa ating mga pamilya, sa ating mga kamag-anak, sa ating angkan. Maybe God placed us there as the only one who knew Him in order to release the blessing of God. The best way is not to shun or leave or cut ties with your family. The best way is allow the love of God to transform them. You don't like your family? Change them. How? By allowing the love of God to transform them. Then they will be likable. Then you will have more things in common. Then you will realize your purpose, and the family will begin to enjoy things that sounded impossible for you. You get to enjoy unity like never before. You get to enjoy each other's company. You get to enjoy love and care and support that sounded far out. But it is all possible when we are willing to present ourselves as part of the solution to the family problem. Remember, friends we can have and choose and replace. Family we cannot. That's a gift from God, whether we like it or not. Either we dispose of it or we open our eyes and said, Lord, allow me to look at it the way you look at it. And may I find treasure within my own imperfect family. That way, you will realize, indeed, every good and perfect gift comes from God. So let us remember, we have a role. Many times we resent our family because we said, my father is not doing his job, my brothers are not doing their jobs. The question now is, what about you? Are you doing your job? Are you allowing the love of God to flow through you? Are you allowing God to use you to lift up your family living condition? Be a blessing. Be a channel of blessing. And you will see wonderful things happening. Things that you never thought possible will become a reality. I know what I'm talking because that happened to me. My solution was not in changing other people. My solution is making myself available. And Lord, use me to add value. Use me to bring out the best. Use me for your love to flow through them.